All right, Steven. Well, what'd you think of this event here tonight?
It was nice. I like to give back. I have 3 dogs that I got from the shelter, and I was able to give back to these dogs here. And I actually just rescued 50 dogs back home from a kill shelter, and they're gonna have a chance to survive and find a new home back home.
Why is giving back to dog shelters so important to you specifically?
Yeah, I always had dogs growing up, and they've always just been my best friends. I had 2 Weimaraners growing up, and I remember, always playing with them in the backyard, just always bringing joy and everything to the family. And you see dogs walking around back home on the side of the road, and that's just something that I feel like a dog doesn't deserve. That they deserve an owner, and kind of just giving back to. I mean, they can't help themselves, so just kind of raising awareness to it. And I just always loved animals.
What did you think of the turnout tonight?
It was good. It was nice to see some people, some new faces, and the support that people gave to the animals tonight was awesome.
During the season, you had some things you were doing too, like every home run we're talking about.
Yeah.
You donated money. Did you get like a final tally on all that or anything?
I don't. I think it was around 2,500 or something around there. I know a donor matched it, and a couple other people chipped in, so I know it was a decent amount. And I plan to do the same thing next year, probably even a little bigger this time.
Cool. You got any questions about the event?
Pretty much, I think you hit all the points on that. You were hoping for a bigger turnout, or is this okay turnout?
No, this was good. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything too crazy. Just to raise awareness for the animals and give back to CAA, and that's where I got my babies from, and hopefully you go get yours there.
What are your dogs' names?
I got Drizzy. He's the oldest one. He's 2. I got Nikki. She's 1, and then I got Biggie. He just turned 5 months. So those are my babies.
Cool. I'm gonna ask
you
you
guys.
a few baseball questions.
Yeah.
You don't have to stick around if you don't want to. You want to? Yeah. Can I ask you a few
Yeah,
baseball
go
questions?
for it.
I guess the guys just got drafted. Your reaction seeing all of them
Yeah.
go and start their pro careers?
Yeah, I was on the tattoo table when Cade got drafted, and I ran around a couple times in the tattoo shop. Proud of him. I've known him for a while, and to see him, all the hard work and everybody that they've put in, it's awesome. We just won a national championship, and now they get to go start their pro careers, and that's why you come to LSU, just to win a national championship and then go get drafted.
Got some good news too. Chris is coming back.
Yeah.
And Zach and Tanner. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, we're going to be a veteran team again, and a lot of experience, and we're going to help the freshmen and the young guys out and the transfers coming in to try and make it back to Omaha and do the same thing. That's why you come to LSU. Coach Johnson wants to build a dynasty, and that's where we're headed.
So you're going to lose Daniel and Michael, who played opposite sides of you. I didn't get a chance to ask you this, but just what did they mean to you this past year playing with them?
Yeah, they meant a lot. I mean, we were always together, always taking ground balls, always hitting, just always grinding it out. And it's going to be sad. You kind of still don't realize it, but at the end of the day, they got to move on in their career, and they got better places to be, and wherever it takes them, that's where it's going to go.
And your roommate Jared and his dog are
Yeah.
moving on, right? Just any fun memories between the two of you
Yeah,
in that house that
I know.
come to mind?
I know my dog's gonna be sad. His dog was always bullying mine. And so she was so bigger, but just always being together. I mean, we were together all the time, from the field to playing video games together to cooking outside. It's gonna be fun, and I wish them nothing but the best. And they're gonna be in the big leagues here soon.
You guys have been active in the portal, bringing in a lot of dudes. What are your takeaways from some of the recent names?
Yeah, Coach Johnson does a great job. You got Coach Jordan, Simpson, Coach Yeski, all of them. They're the best in the business at what they do, and we're building a dynasty, like I said. And I have no doubts in my mind he's going to get the right guys on the bus again, and we're going to be back in Omaha.
Any takeaways about Trent Caraway or Zach York, Cooper Moore?
Yeah, I don't know too much about the York and Cooper Moore. I grew up playing with Trent, so we got some familiar stuff. But they're all good. They come here for a reason, and get ready to win and make a run for it.
How long have you known Trent for?
Probably a good 4 or 5 years, I'd say. We played USA together, played travel ball together with and against each other, so it's fun. I reached out to him, ready to go and ready to get after it this fall.
And your former high school teammate, Santiago, what's his last name?
Garcia.
What should we know about him?
Yeah, he's a lefty. He's got a good curveball, fastball. He's going to develop some pitches with Coach Yeski and get in the weight room, and hopefully, be a big piece for us in the bullpen, or whether he's starting wherever he ends up. But he's going to give everything for us.
Is it crazy that you guys are now teammates again in college?
Yeah, you kind of thought that was your last game together, and then I had the opportunity to get him here, so we got that. But it's cool. We got one last year together and see how it goes.
Were you involved in that? Like you told coach, hey, this guy's in the
Yeah.
portal and I know him. And
Yeah, I was. Best friends growing up, and always played against each other, with each other. And then in high school, we lost in the state championship game. A little bit bittersweet in our mouth. And then he hit the portal, and I was like, let's take a chance on him. And he's here now. So glad we have him. Gonna be a big piece for us.
now the hope is you win the national championship.
Yeah, it
Get
is.
the high school
It is.
championship.
Yeah, it is.
I had one other one. Oh yeah, one more year for you. If all goes to plan, just how are you preparing for potentially your last year?
Yeah, just getting in the weight room with Chris Martin, running sprints, just tweaking some little stuff with my swings, and it's more physical and mental, I would say, than like swing, like decision and stuff like that. So just tweak some things, get ready for the season, play shortstop this year, and go help my team win.
Got a new tattoo? As
Yeah,
well?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We see it.
Yeah, it's peeling right now, but we gotta finish it. It's me making the final out, and then I'm gonna get the national championship trophy finished. So it's fun. It's awesome. Still hasn't even really hit me yet. You're a national championship, but it's what we came here for.